Oh man. Alright. Hello. Aloha everybody. Oh man, mine's the Kai. Oh man. I don't know, shit's starting to spike now, I ain't gonna lie. Shit's starting to get a bit crazy now because stuff's yeah man, the energy. What the fuck's going on? I didn't even do nothing. That's crazy. Crazy stuff, man. And you know what? That's just probably what's happening now. But it's like, bro, I don't want to get lost into this stuff right now. This video is really more or less about me just talking about. Um, damn it! See, I lost my train of thought. Where's this damn book? this damn book. Hold on. It's more or less about um me underestimating myself, my potential, and experimenting with the limitless. I wrote a lot of stuff. I don't want to curse. I wrote a lot of stuff. I said let go of ego slash all day every day slash do it all and then some. Pretty much. I was adding stuff to it, and this is a combination of like all these things I was like talking to. This is crazy to me. Like this is really crazy to me. Like this stuff is going crazy now. Not just on a bad side, but like on a side of like I'm giddy, but at the same time, it's like if something like was to happen where I'm able to enter into one portal, and then of like someone showing me an illusion, right? I'm still able to like yank that energy back and then put it into something else, just as I'm doing right now, making this video, going outside, talking to people, doing whatever. And you know what? I'm not gonna like. I'm still gonna be optimistic. Like I can feel the energy spiking, but I'm gonna like let it go down because I don't want to like I don't want to I don't want to let I don't want to let this stuff get to my head, and it shouldn't. You know, your spirit will guide you to what's right and what's really messed up. So you won't have to really worry. So it's good now. See, I'm calming down now because I'm not letting this stuff stuff to like lead me into like a pool of like ridiculousness. So I'm gonna keep a vigilant eye out and woo, I'm gonna keep a visual eye out. Woo. And also shout out. See, I was gonna do that in the beginning. Forgive me, Tommy. Forgive me. Shout out to Transcendental Tommy, giving me advice. It's funny because he gave me advice on my old videos. Uh, it's all you literally answered like questions I had from like 7, 8 months ago when I stopped making videos, and now I'm starting to come back and make them. But honestly, I'm really excited, yo. It's just weird, and it's like today, even the old friend of mine, we're discussing about the potential of doing like different stuff in video, and I'm really excited too because perhaps I don't need to be drawn into bad stuff. And now, when I say bad stuff, I mean like not doing it and then uh, just having it in my mind. Taking action, making it part of something better, using that energy and actually pushing it in motion. That's something I need to like not stay stagnant with. It's weird, like that electric energy. It's like even when you're just talking to somebody, it's funny. I was just having this the conversation. We were literally having like one type of conversation about a certain topic. I just don't want to get into it because it's kind of personal. Also, yeah, I don't like really put stuff someone out there. Of course, if I do make a video with that person and I decide to like come and make a video on this, I wouldn't mind having them on my platform. But and I know it's kind of being a little bit like I'm still working out of my shell. I'm still, especially on the internet, it's one of those things that you just kind of not, for me at least. Like this is the most open I've ever been. Anyway, getting back on topic. Getting back on topic, we have this idea of like the underestimating of my potential, right? So I've been thinking about just experimenting with trying to go and realizing like all my fears, insecurities, all the things I feel like I need to. It doesn't really have to be working on, but it could be so. I could say like I was afraid to go here. I was afraid to do this, especially with the words you play in your head, and you start having that thinking mentality of, man, they're gonna think this of me, but that bravery of actually thinking and saying to yourself like, yo, I'm going to actually do this, and I don't care who else, what people say. That's good. It's really interesting to just do that. So getting over that hump. But as far as experimenting goes, uh, I think I got a glimpse of that, and I wasn't even really. I guess I had been thinking about that stuff all day, kind of technically. So I guess it's almost like an unconscious way of putting that into practice. That's crazy to me, man. But I hate that though because sometimes you be you'll think of something and then you'll think it will be like leading to something, but it's almost like you think it'll lead to like a pot of gold or oh man that person actually talked to me or man I actually got this interaction so perhaps I shall get into. But at the end of the day, you're like, damn, like nah. I'm being very careful now because I'm not gonna let myself fall into these pockets, right? It's almost like you're standing at the edge of like I would just to my mind it just comes up, but I'll just say the dark the dark eco. I was gonna say black hole, but I feel like that's like yeah, cliche. Someone would say that, but you stand in the pit of dark eco. It's almost like when you play like if you guys don't know where that's from, that's Jack and Daxter. Man, I'm talking like a million miles a second because like the energy is just like bouncing all over the place. And then the calmness, but that it's almost like you're standing at the edge of the dark eco, and you're like the potential of what you can do with this energy, and you could when you jump in, you could come out as whatever. You can come out as Daxter, as an animal. You can come out as a horrible, but that's definitely like all in your actions and then all in like what you were thinking at that moment, right? You jump into that pool, that dark eco. You come out on the other side as what you what you are because you never changed. But that's kind of like how I would say like you underestimate yourself. It's almost like that no fear. You take that leap of faith. You jump into that dark eco. You come back out with that thought and the thought and the of what you know you're gonna come out as, what you know you're gonna use it for, and then you come back and you're good. It's kind of didn't really make sense. I guess I was kind of tied into something, but that's just kind of where sometimes my mind kind of goes. And I hope you guys like the. I'm trying something different. I just like this stuff. Put in like the GIF. But whoo, that's why it's also good to be careful as well. Yeah, everything just got boosted, man. But I am very much keeping aware and keeping an eye on what's about to happen. Yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up. I don't really want to go into details about it either because I already know if like a couple months down the line it turns out to be a false reality, then I'll just be like, yeah. And now I'm learning. I'm like, no, be careful now. Don't fall into these illusions, right? At least recognize if it's real or if it's not real, and then go from there. And that can help a little bit too with understanding like your potential, because you don't want to just have a false hope or a false idol that you're looking at, and then it turns out to be like, damn, that's gonna just kill your whole vibe. And if you put too much of that energy into that thing, it's just gonna take it away, and you're gonna feel like nothing. I've been down that road too many times, man. I don't know. This kind of, this honestly, what happened like a few minutes ago, that kind of threw me off. I feel like that was on purpose, bro. I feel like that was really on purpose, but whatever. I think I'm gonna let this video go. Hopefully, tomorrow will be like much better focused. Hopefully, I won't be like wilding out. But I just had this piece to say because um, most of the thoughts I had to say were already said with somebody. That's why I don't like talking to people about it first, because when I make a video, I kind of lose some of the key points. But I'm not too bad, not feeling too bad about it, because most of the what I wanted to say was on this video anyway. But oh yeah, and then I guess I could still go a little bit more. Um, of course, honestly, limitless. You think about people taking the pill, but that's just using something external to give you a benefit, and then you get addicted to it, and then you have no power. But the power within you already, you're already that limitless. And I know a lot of people in the spiritual community already have that. When energy is everywhere. Like the abundance of just having that energy. You know, Transcendental Tommy gave me like a little bit of like advice in the comments and stuff on some of my videos and stuff. He's also such a really cool dude. Really open to this cosmic wave that we're riding, and now I kind of have a little bit of sporadic thoughts. It's like having sporadic thoughts, but having like catching some for like a fixed point. But honestly, then just man, it's almost really. I keep going back to it, but it's like a muscle that you kind of just thinking about that all day. I'm realizing how dangerous this stuff is. Like just your thoughts, just having that thought of even um, underestimating yourself and just freaking putting yourself on the ground is like terrible. So the more you just lift yourself up, the more you just lift yourself up in a greater habit, and eventually you don't want it to be a habit. Eventually it becomes second nature. It becomes your nature, and then you're able to fly. Like I love it. So thank you everybody. Uh, Next video tomorrow. Um. Uh. I'll. Ooh, they tested me. Mm-mm. 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 Well, I'll check y'all later. Peace. Peace. Ciao. And stay continuous. My continuous friends.